Hey guys, we just got dropped off here at Desert Wraps. Cody from Desert Wraps was nice enough to come and pick me up. That way I didn't have to get a cab or anything or find somebody else to bring me. And they've got the car sitting out front here, and it's just great. So you guys need to leave me some comments, tell me what you think. I think it looks great. Hey guys, I want to thank everybody here at Desert Wraps for helping me out on this thing. It came out great, and now we're gonna go out and try and get some pictures and stuff. Hey guys, we got a little bit of bad news. The noise is back, and I have no idea why. So either it was not the transmission and I had it rebuilt for nothing, or the new transmission has went bad in the exact same way as it did before, or they never fixed it. Which the guy said that he swapped out all kinds of stuff, and I've got a warranty on it, but yeah, I don't know. And now it's doing it at a different RPM range. Now it's doing it right from the time you turn it on, as you can hear right there, up to about 1500 RPMs, whereas before 1500 is when it started to make the noise. I have absolutely no idea what to call that noise or what might be making it. Yeah. So, once again, like last time, if any of you out there are mechanics or fancy yourself a mechanic and you think you know what that is, drop me a comment and let me know. Hey guys, we just got the Rally Fighter back. I drove it out onto the dirt to get a few pictures. I thought I had my Sony camera on to record going out there, but I'm not sure if it was actually on because when I got there it was turned off, so I don't think I might have ended up recording anything. But to make that up a little bit, here's a few pictures I took from out there. They're nothing special right now. The sun wasn't really cooperating. We got a lot of clouds and I couldn't get to where I was wanting to go to take the pictures. I was kind of in a hurry. So I just found me a nice piece of dirt and went and got a couple shots. And now that we're back here at the campground, I've had a dash cam for this thing since I got it. I just have not put it in yet, so we're gonna go ahead and put that in. And I bought just a no-name one off of Amazon. It's kind of the same thing as what Kayla has. It looks identical. It's just a different brand name, you know, just Chinese junk that they keep relabeling. It's not a great one. It's more or less just to show, you know, if you got in an accident or something, it wasn't your fault. I've tried looking at license plates and stuff on them before, and I know on Kayla's anyway, it's pretty pathetic. It gets blurry and you can't really zoom in that much. So one thing to keep in mind if you are going to buy a dash cam and you want a good one that you can see people's license plates and stuff like that, some things you want to look for. You want to look for one that's in 4K, and the reason you want 4K, if you can find it, is because you can zoom in and still have full HD quality. And I don't know if that's necessarily the more important part. The more important thing to look for is 60 frames per second. And that keeps it so that during motion, you don't get as much motion blur because you have twice as many frames being taken at the same time. And really, that's what you want to look for to get something that's going to help you out if you ever need someone's license plate number. The 4K, like I said, is nice because then you can zoom in, but trying to find one that's both 4K and 60 frames per second, you're going to start paying for. Another option is if you have a GoPro or if you have an action camera like mine, you can plug them into your cigarette lighter, set them up so that they do the same overlapping recording where they'll record for so long and then they start deleting the old videos. That way you can have, you know, a higher quality thing if you want to. You just have to always make sure, you know, when your GoPro or whatever's in the car, you have it hooked up and you have it facing forward. I've only got the one action camera, and half the time I'm using that on the outside of the car or in here with me, so it doesn't really work for me to do that. But that is another option, and it's a good option if you have one laying around that you know. A lot of people buy them and they're like, oh, my life's not quite GoPro quality. Well, there you go. You've got a good use for it, and it's nice if you ever have an accident or if another accident happens. If something happens along the road and you want to go back and see it, pull the card out and go watch it. So we'll get back into this and I'll quit talking, and I don't know how I'm going to run it yet, but we'll figure that out. Okay, now the dash cam is plugged in, and now whenever we got Kayla's came with a SD card. This one does not come with an SD card, so you're gonna have to make sure you get one of those, make sure it's in there. And then another problem I'm seeing with where I've chose to plug this in, you want to make sure you don't use a power connector that's always on, because then you're just going to be draining your battery and you're going to be burning up your SD card and everything else. Unfortunately, the plug-in I chose to plug into is an always-on one, so I've got another one back there to try, and maybe it won't be. Nope, they're both always on. So I just ran this cable back here for nothing. And I didn't leave enough room to check and see if my front ones were always on. Three maybe? Ooh, one more. And another reason not to buy the cheap Chinese shitty ones, I dropped it and it just kind of hit down there. It wasn't like I dropped it very far and I broke it. Well, I broke the plug-in part. It's just the plastic though. It's not actually broken. Okay, everybody. Fun fact about the Rally Fighter. All of your plug-ins are always on, except for the driver's side ones. So now I have to go back through and redo that. Okay guys, so what I just did was I ran it down this pillar here and up into the crack of the dash there where there would be a glove box if the car had a glove box, and just ran it over to here. And now I've got all this extra cable still, but it's not that much extra cable. So I'm just gonna lay this in behind here and plug that in. Now, as you can see, I do still have a little bit of extra cable, but nothing major. And I mean, with the black tubes in here and the black cable, you can't even really see it. So that was just my short, sweet little putting in a dash cam video, even though it wasn't really that short, but you get the general idea. Another thing on your dash cam is once you've got it in and you've got it wired up, turn it on and check how it looks. So like, you can't really see the screen there, but on the sides there's little things to move the screen up and down based on the angle you would like to get. So Kayla seems to like the Rally Fighter's wrap, except for she just told me that when she first came in, she didn't see it. How do you miss this?
You got flowers. It blends in with the flowers. We have white and orange flowers.